Welcome to episode 48 of the Current Backloggers. The date is January 7th. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody, how's it going?
Good. That was much better. You're really good at enunciating.
No, I'm not. Don't kid yourself, but I appreciate it.
That's
So what have you been up to, buddy?
practicing the intro.
Oh, you still want to do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've been up to. I've been practicing the intro.
Maybe episode 49, you can do a good one for us.
That's good.
Just sit at home practicing, you know?
Yeah, I'm also surprised I knew the episode number. I just knew we were getting close to 50, but I knew it wasn't 48, and I knew we did 47.
That's where I thought you had the most trouble, but you got that. I was surprised.
Yeah, I'm the biggest fan. Fuck Trevor. Fuck anybody that listens to the show. I'm more knowledgeable.
I mean, you did put a nominee for favorite podcast as your own podcast, so I would hope you know a little bit about it.
Everything. I'm going to do the behind-the-scenes episode.
That has to be Ryan telling the, what do you call it, like the VH1 stories?
It really got out of control with when Casey started using the hair gel.
That could be it.
I mean, do you want to tell people why we're dressed up? Well, you're way more dressed up than me.
Yeah, for our award show, that's a good point. That will be posted after this. The CBAs, as the kids call them, the Current Backloggers Award Show for 2020.
I shaved for it.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Gelled my
God.
hair.
I did think about going over the top, but, you know, I'm committed to all this nonsense right now.
Well, I couldn't find my suit coat, so I was like, I better do something else to... I'm wearing jeans right now. Tucked into my jeans.
Yeah, I don't have my belt on, so I kept pulling my jacket down.
Yeah, like I told you, I look like I manage a Applebee's or something.
Or Logan Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, yes, I do look like one of those managers where they like hover or like, how's it go? You guys enjoying everything tonight? You enjoying everything tonight? How's that chili treating you? You like? Why do they do that? Like they come around like we're gonna lie. Like what are we gonna say to them? Like this is fucking terrible. This is fucking disgusting. Who would tell them that?
There's people that do that from us working in the theater for so long. Yeah.
True. I couldn't imagine doing that.
Oh, I know. And before I worked at a place like that, I was like, people aren't like that. But
yeah.
It's not just a select people either. It seems to be the majority of people somehow are like that.
For sure. Well, also, why is my mouth always jammed to the rim with food when they come around? I mean, look at me. It's always jammed to the rim with food, but...
At least it's food, you know?
Oh, shit. Cox, put them in there too, buddy.
Yeah, but this is, like you said, I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I mean to do with the show is better organize it. So I'm glad you brought up the award show. And this is the first episode of 2021, which is bonkers. We're in a new year. I can't believe we're here. And people did the same thing. They didn't learn their lesson, you know? Last year, I even warned people. They fucking talked about the roaring 20s and how it's going to be a different time. And then they're surprised when the year is disaster. No, but we got a new year. 2020 is behind us. And then 2021 happens, and we all saw what happened the past couple of days.
Motherfuckers in Congress.
Oh, it's our
Some
new year.
Shit.
Oh, you don't learn your lesson, do you? You're just fucking jinxing it for all of us.
Some wild shit. Meme stocks through the roof right now, though. They're just nonstop. There's some good ones. Yeah, my favorite's the conservatives that are like, that cop's a murderer because the lady tried to go into the inner chamber.
Yeah.
The fuck do you think's gonna happen? Those guys are trained murderers. Those are top tier killers. They train for this.
Uh-huh.
You have nothing and you're walking into the inner chamber of Congress. I watched both videos of it too. Wild stuff. Because there's cops on the outside, like actual cops, and then I think it was Secret Service shot her. And then they thought, like, where the fuck did this bullet come from? They didn't know for a while what she was bleeding. And then the one guy just started freaking. The cop went, he's like, dude, she's bleeding. She's been shot. Crazy video, and I feel terrible for her family and her husband. But what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Yeah. No, that's my thought about all of it. I think you can't pick and choose this stuff. We talked about with all the the city nonsense about burning down buildings and destroying property. I feel like people are picking and choosing on depending on whatever side they're on or whatever political belief they have. I feel like you should be consistent. And I said the same thing about that stuff. I was like, if you do that kind of shit, then you should expect that kind of stuff to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though no matter what case it is, obviously it's sad that that's happening to people. But yeah, you're kind of asking for it when shit like that happens.
And both sides are so hypocritical.
Oh, I know.
So what the fuck? How do you guys not see this? And then if the Republicans really cared about like some fucked up shit happening, the guy here in Columbus had concealed carry, and the cop just shot him in his back while he was walking into his house. You didn't hear any more about that. You heard like for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And if the NRA was truly pro-gun, you think they'd be down here like figuring that shit out, and there'd be investigations. But nope, you guys are concerned about a lady that ran into the fucking inner chamber of Congress. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, that's my least favorite part about all this and why I don't talk about that much, because it's all just hypocritical. It's, like I said, people to pick and choose based off of what's happening at the time when it was the Black Lives Matter and all the social issues, and everybody on one side was talking about how it seemed like anything was okay and nothing could go wrong no matter what people were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side was everything's wrong and everything's falling apart, and then how can you treat people like that? And then when it's reversed, everybody's like, how can, they're not tear gassing them, they're not doing anything to them, they're not. No.
Yeah, the left got real pro-police in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just so weird that people, I feel like you wouldn't have to pick sides and do this weird political dance if you were just consistent with things, because then you wouldn't have to worry about being on a side. You'd just be a normal human and
for sure
just be consistent with your thoughts, not have to go, oh shit, does this line up with what they believe? Or you feel like, yeah, this is fucked up no matter which way it's going.
I saw some conservatives on Facebook. They're like, that cop needs to be arrested for murder. And it's like, bro, do you not see the hypocrisy in that? Like 2 seconds ago, you're waving your thin blue line flag around, and now you're calling for this guy to be hung.
That's, you're talking about memes. They're not even really memes. I haven't seen many of them, but just the fucking shit. The same thing happens on the other side. So like I said, it's not picking and choosing. But did you see any of the people charging there with the thin blue line flags? They were literally carrying them as they're going in and like
That's
stomping
great.
over the cops. And like I said, that goes both ways, because with all the social issues, people were carrying peace flags while they're destroying stuff and hitting people.
Yeah.
So like I said, it literally just both ways, and that's why it's so weird when people pick and choose that. Like talking about how nobody's getting tear gas and nothing's happening to them when people are getting shot, and there's videos of tear gas and people getting thrown around and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like there is on the other hand, because if you do dumb shit like that, dumb shit's gonna happen.
And then just the pure ignorance on how fucking things work. People are like, we have how many billions of dollars going into defense, and then these guys overcome Congress, and it's like, bro, I think, isn't it illegal for them to send the military on U.S. soil? It has to be the National Guard?
Yeah, I think so. And I also think people talk about how that shows how vulnerable we are, because anybody could just come and do that. I think that if they knew it was somebody from not another country, not like somebody came here, but if it was like an obvious terrorist group charging there, I don't think they would.
Oh, it was, bud.
I don't think they would just put up a gate and try to block people. I think there would have been fucking machine guns and all kinds of crazy fucking gear out there just murdering people.
And another thing, too, is that Capitol's open.
Yeah.
I was there last year before. I was there. You can walk in. Where they were at is like touristy as fuck. You pay for tours there.
Yeah.
And walk around. The only place that was insane to see people was on the floor. You can kind of like get close to that, but seeing people on the floor was nuts. But the inner chamber, that's like you want to like go in the president's office or some shit. And they're like Nancy Pelosi's office. That was funny as shit. All the stuff coming out of that. But yeah, man, the hypocrisy on both sides is insane. My favorite part too, the left was like, why aren't they using rubber bullets like they did to Black Lives Matter? It's like, bro, I saw cops punching them in the face.
Oh, that's why I said. That's
mowing them down with pepper spray.
Yeah, that's why I was saying when everybody's like, why aren't they using tear gas and why aren't they killing them? There was already 5 deaths confirmed. There was crazy amount of tear gas, and I'm not like, well, they shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna change my side. Now I'm gonna have the same viewpoint I did then. I was like, if you're gonna be destroying shit and doing dumb shit, you don't deserve to die, but you can't be surprised if something happens to you or you do die.
Yeah. And they shot a lady in the fucking neck.
Uh-huh.
Dude, it was weird. She like went full like twitchy mode and everything. The videos everywhere. You can go find it if you want to watch it. It's surreal to see that. That's the thing. Both sides are like, this is a revolution. Did you see the lady that got maced and then her revolution went right out the window?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. My name is Elizabeth. This is a revolution. It's like, you can't even fucking handle mace. What are you talking about, revolution? You see, everybody wants a fucking revolution till you realize the person next to you just got their head exploded and their brains are on your shoulder. And you're like, fuck, dude, I kind of want to go home and watch Netflix. The revolution goes right out the window. And you're LARPing. You're pretending. You don't realize, like, what actual veterans saw or what people do during actual revolutions. I tell you what, though, the guys right before she got shot, they're like, what are you guys doing? Push through there. Like, trying to, like, amp them to, like, get through the windows and keep going. As soon as she took a round to the fucking neck, that motivation went right out the window. That was a good deterrent.
Uh-huh.
So there was a lot of killers in there, too, because I saw some close-up videos of cell phones. Those guys were positioned. Like, I don't know how many's in that room. They would have killed a shit ton of them if they would have pushed past. A lot of Trump's cabinet is leaving, too. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. That's virtue signaling. You have 13 days now left. Like, we are resigning. It's like, yeah, because you're out of a job in 13 days anyways. Yeah, weird times for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome to 2021. You know, everybody, this is the new year. Say bye to 2020. It was a crazy year, but we got our new year.
Well, last year was World War III, and then this year is a coup or a civil war. I don't know what you'd call it.
I've heard people saying a civil war, so I think that's where we're at.
Oh, nice.
But like I said, that's what people get for doing this, you know? Not even talking about the political stuff, talking about these years and referring them to dumb things. And Taylor Swift she's saying roaring 20s all the time. So even my girl, and I'm throwing.
Do they remember what happened after the Roaring 20s too?
Like right after that, or
yeah.
What are you referring to?
A Great Depression.
Oh, like the action. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then fucking World War II.
Yeah. And
I think I'm fine with not having the Roaring 20s if that's what follows.
And wasn't this Roaring 20s? Wasn't that Mariah Carey, or was that year before?
What?
Mariah Carey singing.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's what brought in the new year for us. That's the Omen, wasn't it? That's the bad Omen.
Yeah. Ohio State losing and getting fucking rigged, and then
yeah,
and then that to cap it off, which is fucking nuts. Because that's why I was like, was it this year? Because I think it had to be, but that feels like a lifetime ago now. I know I said before it was the longest, shortest year ever.
Yeah.
And it's so weird thinking back at like some of these movies and games we're talking about on the award show. It's getting fucking weird.
Yeah.
You want to hear a story you like?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, I'll tell this one. I know we got our new show coming up. But so there's this delicious pizza place by my work called Cardo's. I've had it 5 days in a row now because I just found it recently, and it's like within 3 minutes of my work. So I've been loving it. They don't know me, but they seem like they like recognize me. They don't like know my name or anything, but I think they're recognizing me by walking there a day, right? And I forget I'm not good at this. We're on video, so I guess should I talk about with our suits and everything? Because next thing I was gonna do was visual. So if you're listening, this might be more helpful to watch. But I walk in, the guy, kind of an older dude working there, is on the phone, and as I walk in, he's like angrily pointing to go outside. And I was like, what the hell? And I was looking around. I know there's a sign on the door that says one person at a time and mask required and all that. So I was wearing my mask. I looked around. What the hell? Nobody else is in here. I was like, what am I missing? And they got the phone and get out. And I was like, what? I'm sorry. This is actually what I said. I was like, I'm sorry. You heard me. Get out. And I was, what the fuck?
The fuck?
And
The fighting words.
and then he like looked down at me. And, get out. What are you still here for? No, I'm sorry.
This is a stupid old man joke.
No, that's what I thought it was. I was so confused. I was like I said, at first I thought it was maybe didn't know I had a mask on. And I was like, maybe he thinks there's somebody else in here. I don't know what the hell's happening. And then he looked down at me. I was wearing my Blue Jackets jacket. And I was like, maybe he's joking. It's not that either, though. I was like, maybe he's like a Penguins fan or something. Because he looked down and then did it again. And so I was like kind of smiling. I was like, is he joking with me or what is happening here? And like I said, I've been there like before that, like 4 days in a row. So I was so confused. And he was like, so what are you still doing here? I told you to get out. And I was like, can you tell me why you want me to get out first? Oh, don't play dumb with me. Did I fucking rob this place yesterday and forgot? What happened?
What the fuck, Casey?
And I was like, okay, but can you tell me why you want me to get out? Because I replaced an order. And he's like, what's the name? It's Casey. Yeah, I got here. I'm sorry, man. That place from across the street just called me and somebody said somebody with a blue jacket was panhandling. So I thought it was you. I'm sorry, man.
What the fuck? He really does not like panhandling. Holy shit. My adrenaline was right. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I was going to say that might be a bad story to tell you. And you might be mad how I reacted. Because I was so confused. I wasn't mad. I was just, like I said, I was partly laughing. So is he like messing with me because my shirt?
Yeah.
And then I was too confused to even be mad. I was like, I'm sorry. And then after that, he kept apologizing. So I could have made a big deal out of it or been an asshole. But I was like, I used to live near here, and you know where I used to live, and I know the kind of characters that are around here, so I'm sure that's fucking daily thing. So I was like, instead of being an asshole and he's apologizing, knowing that he did that, I was like, I get it. I know the nonsense you probably deal with over here. That's probably like
I'm relaxed now that you realized.
And I'm sure that talking nice to those people or telling them to please get out doesn't work, so he's probably, oh, guys, my only chance to get this guy out of here. Probably not the best business tactic to just a blue jacket, not even like the team, but a blue jacket. That's a pretty common thing to wear.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe like he just got off, so it has to be this person.
Probably your fucking hair and beard. This guy's homeless. No,
I did think about that because you saw me before I got all stylized. That was how my hair looked at work. It was just like that. And usually like, the last few days I'm wearing a hat, so that maybe they don't even notice me, and maybe in that area, he has a blue jacket. He looks like a crackhead. His hair is wild. This has to be him.
I like how they got a really good customer that's seriously eating there. Going to be 5 days, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here. You're enjoying this product too much.
Yeah, I can't tell you how confused I was. When I started, when he looked down and did it, I started laughing. So, he must hate the Blue Jackets. And then I didn't know he was profiling me to see that I had a blue jacket on. Now knowing this, I'm even more confused.
You know what you should have said at the end of the transaction?
What's that?
You gotta like a little bit of change or something. A little something. I'm hungry. While holding a pizza.
Uh-huh.
I kind of had a similar thing like that too.
Oh, yeah?
It also involves a pizza place. So this is weird.
Okay.
As Family Video's going out of business, unfortunately. So I was at the other one near Hilltop, so it's real ghetto, but it has the biggest selection, and I wanted to visit it. I'd never been to it. So this is the most Hilltop story ever. The front of Little Caesar, all Family Videos are connected to pizza shops. Little Caesar's next door is covered with plywood, and then the door is just like a Home Depot standard house door, so it looks real goofy.
It wasn't Marco's?
No.
Really? That's
They're all different.
Oh, all the ones I've seen are Marco's.
Really?
Yeah, the two close to us are both Marco's, and I think the other ones I've been to have been.
Yeah, the one that closed down and the one closest to here are Marco's, and then Hilltop is Little Caesars, and I think Coshocton is Little Caesars as well. Yeah, Little Caesars. But so spray painted on the plywood says, "We are open," and it reminded me of Clerks. I assure you, we are open thing, because some guy like plowed through it or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, we couldn't open the gate. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
But at Little Caesars, somebody, I'm guessing they were drunk, just fucking drove into Little Caesars and destroyed it. So they repaired it with plywood in a house store. So I was like, I'm going to include this in the video because this is funny. But you couldn't even see Little Caesars logo. It was just that thing. So I'm filming it. And then, of course, as soon as I'm done filming it, I'm so sad I missed this. The fucking standard house door opens. You can't see into Little Caesars, by the way, at all. The house door swings open, and this guy goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "Nah, I'm just filming." And while I'm still filming like this, and like getting ready to film, I'm holding my hand. And he goes, "First of all, didn't give you permission for my likeness. I did not approve to be in this video. I'm copyrighted, and I did not approve that." And I was like, "Oh, this is a public place. You're good." And then he's like, "You know what? Why don't you pull that fucking shit in my fucking house?" And then slammed the door shut. And I just started laughing. I said, "The fuck just happened? That's the most Hilltop thing ever." Also, why is there a redneck in the Hilltop? He had a full-blown accent. And I had a great comeback, but he slammed that fucking stupid standard house door on a Little Caesars. He slammed it, and I couldn't say it, but I was going to say, "Oh, man, I would. I just can't. I don't have the time to drive over to the trailer park." I was so proud of that comeback, and I couldn't even fucking use it. But knowing me, I get so angry in those moments, it wouldn't have sounded like that. But it was so weird, man. I've never had someone tell me they were copyrighted, because that's not a fucking thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't feel like Taylor Swift or any major celebrity is copyrighted.
Also, you came out. I couldn't see you until you came out. So, first of all, I didn't give you permission. I'll go fuck yourself. If you are walking around right now thinking you're copyrighted, go fuck yourself. That's not how it works at all. But it was fun. And I stayed out there for way too long, still filming Little Caesars, and he pissed me off. Renee's like, "What are you doing? We got to go." He said, "Stop filming." And I was like, I'm still filming. So I finished filming and left.
I think her saying "we gotta go" is more like an action movie at the Hilltop. Like, "We gotta go, we're still safe, get out."
Yeah, Hilltop is it's a weird place, man. Also, why the fuck was a redneck there, though? I'm still real confused by that. The coworker used to work on Hilltop, the library. One time,
you told me this. Was it on the podcast?
I don't know. Should I tell it?
You can tell if you want.
He was doing rounds outside, and there was a naked lady in the bushes, and she was completely naked and wiping herself down with like Lysol wipes, which has got to be uncomfortable. But he's like, "What are you doing?" And realized what she's doing, and like helped her get into the bathroom. It was a prostitute cleaning up in between customers. That is a fucking sad existence. Cleaning yourself with Lysol wipes in the fucking bushes. Naked.
What was he doing like over the past 6 months? Those things were fresh out.
That's right.
Grabbing leaves.
That's right.
To switch something different here for a second. I know we're both big fans of Colin Moriarty. Do you see his Phase 2 is what he's calling it?
Yeah.
What did you think of the announcements?
That's awesome, man, because I think a long time ago, Charlie's Chicken?
Yeah.
Is that where we went? I was like, do we need to do an Xbox? There's no one doing an Xbox podcast. There's like 2, and they're not that good. Podcast Unlock's probably the best one. So I think it's perfect.
Did you listen or watch it? Because now they have, you saw they have video, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are having that on video, and then they're doing Sacred Symbols on video now as well.
Oh, shit.
Which is cool, but also sucks they decided to do it now because now they don't live in the same area. That'd be much cooler to have like a set, or even if they don't have a set, just them in a room. But now it's just like Skype interviews like everybody. Yeah,
like
exactly. I just feel like no matter how well it's run, which there's obviously very well run, and listening to it, you can't tell they're separated. But watching it, I feel like it's going to be obvious and kind of be more obvious that they're separated because you see them like waiting to talk to each other and everything. But it's still cool to have video. And then, yeah, the Xbox podcast. You said you haven't watched it yet. I'm curious what you'll think. They have Maddie Plays, which I know you said you weren't a fan of. One of the guys that's been on their other podcasts before. And then some guy named ACG, I think. People say he's a humongous YouTuber. He's really well known for reviewing games. I've never heard of him though.
I tell you what's really nice though.
What's that?
Colin expanding and doing absolutely zero cyber panhandling.
Speaking of panhandling.
Yeah. And not needing donations. And then kind of funny is like definitely like hurting for money. I heard they got rid of a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, if we get up to 15,000, we'll do reviews of this movie. It's like, who the fuck's giving you guys money to do that?
You know, a lot of people are, though.
I mean, let's be honest here. A conservative-run company is not strapped for cash, and it is booming.
Business is booming?
Yes. And then the liberal-run one is a fucking begging. What is that? Cyber... I forget what they call it. There's a term for that. Cyberpunk.
But I'm curious what you think when you listen to it, because I know you're not a fan of him. And I don't think you're like... I feel like you're either going to hate the other guy or you'll like him. And he also reminds me of somebody we know to a scary amount. So you got to watch it.
Okay.
Even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, if you're going to listen to it, just put on a podcast for like 5 minutes. But I don't know how I feel about it. I wasn't the biggest fan of his either. And the other guy, I don't have the best feelings about. So it's cool to get another podcast from them and to get videos. And I'm going to give him more of a chance. I already listened to the first episode already, so obviously I'm going to give it a chance. But I don't know. There's some weirdness to it. But I'll wait till you watch it because I really care to see if you see it. I think you're going to for sure. I think it's not the voice, but the looks almost like 99%. The looks are identical.
Mm-hmm.
And then even though the voice isn't the same, not even close, I feel like the mannerisms and facial features and like how he is acting is like 99% this person as well.
Okay.
So I want to see if you see it. But what else? What else have you been up to?
I had New Year's resolution like not to buy so much media.
Okay.
And then family videos like, hey, we're going out of business. So I'm like, well, fuck, there goes that. We're 6 days in.
Yeah.
So I've been driving around to different family videos. I'm going to one tomorrow morning. My mom's. It's the first time they've been open since they announced they're going out of business.
Yikes.
So they've been ready to do their liquidation sale. So hopefully I'm the first one in. Because once we get to pickups, you'll see I lucked out pretty good at this one here, the closest one to your house, their first day. So hopefully I can repeat that there. There's a lot of competition here in Columbus for that. But, yeah.
That was a powerful one.
I heard it.
Okay.
So I've just been doing that.
Not bad. I said so. I'm glad you brought up New Year's resolutions. I think those are, I'm not mocking you because I've done some, but generally I never liked New Year's resolutions because they seem so ridiculous, and it seems like people just do them and then don't even intend to follow through with them. But oh my god. But I thought it would be cool to do if you want to do them together, or we could do just gamer related ones. Maybe we could do them next episode. Would you want to do that? And
Okay.
maybe that could. You want it to be gamer related?
Sure.
Or yeah, okay. Just come up with like 5, 10, whatever. James was talking about it, and I was like, I was already thinking about doing that because usually I make fun of resolutions, but maybe that'll give us a excuse and motivation to
Like
stick with some of the
1080p?
stuff. Resolution. I get it. Okay, yeah, I haven't been up to much either. Just working a little bit of overtime, and then our New Year's hangout, which was absolute fucking nonsense, but a lot of fun. Which we can talk about what we've been playing. But is there anything from the week before that you want to talk about, or weeks before, or you missed?
No.
So The only things that I missed was the gingerbread house. I don't know if you watched that episode, but I talked about a gingerbread house I made at work. My Cookie Monster gingerbread house. It finished second, sadly. So I did get $25 gift card for it,
Ooh.
but it should have taken first, and I fucking got robbed because there's somebody that was out of work because they were getting tested. They were negative, but they were getting tested.
Mm-hmm.
So they're super creative, and they made one better than mine. I won't lie. It was Snoopy sleeping on top of like the red house. Like they turned the gingerbread house into the Snoopy house.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but they were out of work, so I was like, shit, I got this. And then they sent out the text that showed everybody's houses, and hers wasn't on it. I was like, all right. And then the night before they were done with the voting, they said they added one. No, are you fucking kidding me? And hers was on there. And I was like, well, that's only a night. People aren't going to be able to vote that fast. And they announced it, and she jumped ahead of me. So I think I talked to the Secretary of State in Georgia.
I fucking knew it. If you weren't, I was.
Yeah, it was too easy. I was already. Somebody hates Donald Trump at my work. I was already talking about it, and it was great. But yeah, I think I got sincerely rigged. And then, speaking of rigged, did I show you my ugly sweater that I wore at work?
No, I don't think so.
It'll probably take me a while to get it, so I'll show you after. But in the video, if you're watching this on video, I'll post a picture of it. You're gonna like it. It's real nice. It's like overalls, but kind of like velvety. And I didn't wear a shirt underneath, and it's just straps right here. So there's a lot of skin showing. So I took a backup shirt because I was like, to be fair, it's a lot of skin. They might tell me to put on a shirt. But my defense was there's this dude there that likes to wear ridiculous stuff. Not to be ridiculous. He's very artistic and very fashion-like. So he wears some outfits there.
Big Trump supporter.
Oh, yeah. Not at all. I knew you're probably joking, but yeah, I nailed it with that. So he shows a lot of skin on a daily basis. So I said that to my manager. She came up. She went, guys, I love your outfits. I am going to ask, will you please put on a shirt? And I was like, oh, damn it. And I was like, yeah, I thought you might ask that, so I brought a backup one. I thought maybe you wouldn't because this person, I guess I shouldn't say names on here, this person consistently wears less than this every day. And she's like, I'm sorry? No, that might have been a mistake. But, well, I'm committed now. I can't be like, oh, you look nice today. So, well, I'm already here. Somebody will commit. I was like, oh, I was just saying that.
Should have grabbed her ass.
This person almost every day wears less than this. So I just thought, you guys won't have an issue with it? And she said, I've never noticed. And everybody I told that story to, like, she'd never noticed because it's just like a known thing that he just walks around like half naked most days.
Like
so
Billy, like crop tops, or what are we talking?
Not crop top. Most of the time, he's wearing a button-up shirt, but there's like one or two buttons buttoned down here, and then the sleeves are like up to here.
It's fucking hot.
Yeah. So
isn't it weird that people are like, I see, I don't like that environment. It's every workplace.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it where they're like, you can't actually, your button. I see, I can't do it. Get too aggravated. Sorry, go ahead.
So where I got rigged here is that people are freaking out about my outfit. Everybody's loving it. People are taking pictures of me. And then they had me put a shirt on. So for the picture I sent out to everybody, I was wearing a shirt. And then I finished second in that, so I get another $25 gift card. But if I finish second with my shirt in the picture and everybody's loving it, I feel like I would have got first. So another recount situation is what I'm calling for.
Yeah.
Which
That's
neither of these. Yeah. I did have a nice backup shirt. My mom bought me a Mariah Carey Christmas shirt, and her head was right here, so I kept like poking it out of my overalls and pulling her head out. So I at least had that going for me. But in the picture, her head fell down, so I think that hurt my case as well. So I just thought I could share that since I forgot to. But do you have any corrections, questions, or feedback for this week?
Nope.
No? The only thing I had was on episode 46, I somehow totally forgot to upload the podcast version. I put up on YouTube right away, and I thought I put up the podcast until I went to upload episode 47, and 46 wasn't there. So if you're somebody listening to podcasts, that's why that went up so late and like right before 47. I know you had Ryan's email, or do you have it? I can.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I can read James if you want to go to our email. It's in there.
Yeah.
It's some nonsense. I don't think I could do that one. All right. James says, "How's it going, guys?"
Good.
He said,
Real good.
I had a hard time thinking of a question this week, but I thought of one. Even though the Series X and PS5 don't have a lot going on right now, is there anything about them that makes you want one now? I personally don't have any reason to get them for now, but I was curious about your thoughts about it. And then he has something after here, but I can stop there so you don't forget what I said. So is there anything... I know both of us, like James said, can wait in the Series X and PS5. Neither of us in a dire need to get it, and we're kind of patient with it. But with saying that, is there anything that you're seeing there like, oh man, that'd be cool to have that now, even though it's not worth getting it for?
Running games smoother.
Mm-hmm.
Those load times seem sweet.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk would be nice to play that on the Series X because I ran into a guy at Family Video and said he's had no problems with it on there. But besides that, no, not really.
No. There's not a whole lot for me, but there is a few things that I'm excited to have once I get an Xbox or PS5, but definitely not enough a reason to buy one. There's going to be cool features when I have the system for how I'd regularly play it. Definitely the performance, like you said, and the load times. The weird thing about Cyberpunk, you probably heard this, that the Series X and PS or next gen or the whatever you want to call them, the next gen versions in this scenario, I guess, aren't even out yet. So you can play it on the PS5 and the Series X, but you're not actually playing those versions of it until an update comes out. I think in March, they said.
Really? I didn't know that.
So it should perform way better. Well, in theory, it should. We know how these things go, especially when they add updates and something massive like that could backfire.
Yeah.
But yeah, all you're doing is putting on the better hardware. It's not actually so it can, since it is such a big game, it can handle it better, but it's not actually upping anything. That will come later, which is kind of weird. But even aside from that, we're seeing, like we talked about, older games struggling on the older systems that we have. So definitely that. More particular things for me are the Series X in particular. The what do they call it? The quick switching. I forget what their term is. Where you can have 10 games in the background simultaneously and switch between them and just literally press a guide and go into the next game that you have open. Which I always thought that was weird, and what I'm saying kind of is like a natural evolution, not something that I'd buy a system for. I thought it was weird when I went to the Xbox and I switched to the game. I was like, wait, this thing isn't ready in the background. I get that our systems can't handle it, but that was always weird to me. But I always, in my mind, thought it'd be like the last game you're playing. So the fact that you can do up to 10 games is even crazier to me. And I already wanted that when I just played games regularly, but I noticed, especially thinking about when I was streaming, how nice that would be, like jumping from game to game and not just sitting there awkwardly for like 5 minutes waiting to switch over to games. Because more than likely, even if you do a crazy long stream, you're not going to be playing more than 10 different games. So that'd be a super handy feature to have. Then just a lot of small things like all the little PS5 things we talked about with their UI. And actually being able to use the next-gen controllers, which Series X didn't have much going there. But I think that's it for me. So that's why, yeah, definitely not a reason to buy a system, but things I'm looking forward to once I do have a system. And then he said, also, I have some semi-fake outrage, angry orange face, reading the emojis like you do. He said, I saw an article last week saying Returnal is the game Mass Effect Andromeda should have been. It kind of annoyed me a little, so I figured I would make a bigger deal than it is. Mass Effect Andromeda doesn't get enough respect. Yeah, it might not be a perfect game, but it's better than people give credit for. Blowing smoke out of the nose emoji, happy face emoji.
Nice.
I still haven't played Andromeda, so I can't say for myself, but I do want to play for that exact reason that I don't always trust what other people say. I'm sure they feel that way, but I could feel completely different. So you want to get on to Ryan?
Hello, my fans. I do make the very big apologize for lack of emailing and feedbacking.
Oop.
I have been the very busy, and for that, make the sorry. I am listening to episode 47, Christmas, and I hear the very big sad of all fans about no emailing. So again, I do make the big sorry. It does make the big appreciating to hear good feedbacking from my fans and that you make the miss of my words. I will try to make the words more often and be more consistent in wordings. I know do the reading and recording of my wordings like you, suggesting in the last episode while readings of Cody of my wordings are the bad. I do enjoy hearing my wordings said by others. I do make the doubting. I could do the reading of writing better than Cody. However, you're a fucking piece of shit. However, I make the feeling it would be bad for overall value if you understand. If you know understand, it's no big bad. Just make the small sad. Just make this
He's
okay,
like a
Eminem.
fucking deformed Tyler Joseph. I told you.
I make the happy that you both have the good Christmas. My Christmas was very good. When you make the words about your past Christmasing, it make me very nostalgic. I make the remember of excite and happy of being a kid on morning of Christmas.
Oh.
I think you still write like a child. To make the share of my favorite memory in the style of wordings would be the hard. I won't character break to do the explaining, so other time it will be to be worded. Another relating to episode liked COD glitching like Cody worded were very nostalgia.
He's going to be very mad at you for that.
Nostalgia. I do the same with people of friendships in closed lobby. It do make me laugh all the very much time spent glitching. That's cute, buddy. That was fun. Did you also play Mike Myers?
I don't know who that is.
On to feedbacking. I make the very big upset the feedbacking. Casey's had very good sound in Discord episodes. It make the sounds clear. Sounds very good sounds. The Cody, however, ... very sad, ... I feel like I'm reading Trump's Twitter. Very bad, ... I make the listen and do the, huh? There's like 6 question marks and 12 exclamation points. I know make the hear of Cody. He very quiet, exclamation point, there's like 700. It do make the very upset because I'm very interested in wordings and do not hear. Please do fixing. Many thanks. A poem to leave you. Gaming, said
Yes.
I. Thing of role-playing. Eagerly I looked for the gaming. But in fact, that it was gurgling. And so you came gently lerping. Death shall bring you pokies. Do you like the fokies? Only this and a luxor. Lixer. Luxor? Only this and a luxor do make up my structure. Oh, yeah, it's got to be luxor. Rhymes with structure.
Duh.
My vizard. I could not awaken. While I pondered. Indeed.
Something great.
And taken. My jug band. I could not awaken. I sure hope this has got you thinking.
I feel like only like 2% of it was relevant to games. I think the issue is Ryan doesn't really play games. So here's 2 things about games.
I think this is about like the opening of Skyrim.
Oh, that's why I don't know it.
I think this is the opening of Skyrim.
I heard Pokies, so I thought you were talking about Pokemon.
Do you like the fokies?
Oh, there
Do
wasn't
make
Pokies?
up my structure. So I think of like the select character creation screen. My vizard, I could not awaken, and you wake up. The opening sequence of... Is this the opening of Skyrim?
This isn't Minecraft, is it? With the other things? I don't know if you wake up, but...
I hope this has got you thinking. Yep, that's his email.
All right. The only thing that I could really make out in that was the Discord audio, and he's saying that you sound really quiet, which is weird because we literally done tests, and you sound just as loud. So
Yeah, I did notice that too. I forgot to bring that up.
yes, I guess I'm just going to have to amplify it because when I listen back to it, like when we record it, you sound just as loud to me. So it must be something on when it gets converted through editing that quiets it down. I put you at the maximum when I edit it, so I don't know why you'll do that, but we'll have to keep that in mind. Hopefully we can keep doing it in person anyways, but I don't know. We'll still have Discord episodes, so I'll try and think about that. Thanks for the feedback. And
yeah, good feedbacking.
if anybody has any corrections, question, or feedback, you can send to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And then do you have any news?
No news.
No? I have a few here. So this one is from Destructoid. I know you love them. That's why I post.
Ugh.
So it says Gearbox multiplayer release Battleborn will be taken offline later this month.
That still has servers?
Yeah, I'll have to say here in a second, I guess. The imaginative but unfortunately unsuccessful release will shut down its servers on January 25th, rendering the game entirely unplayable, even in single-player mode. Launching in May 2016 on PS4, PC, and Xbox One, Battleborn offered players a selection of team-based multiplayer modes. I know this game was dead, but that seemed too soon to me. I know the game was a bomb, but I don't know. That's 2016. That's only 4 years ago. So even though the game was a bomb, if you were that into it and bought it, I feel like that seems like a very short time. We were talking about Halo, and people were freaking out about it shutting down after more than 10 years. And I get Halo's a whole other level. It's way more successful, way more people are on it. But that seems kind of crazy after only 4 years to shut it down. Especially with Halo, I talked about how there's so many features you can still use. This game's literally just going to be unplayable. It's going to go from being a playable game to just absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
There's not like a single player portion or anything you can do with it after that. So, and Gearbox, I'm sure had enough money to keep the servers running. I know it's probably not financially the best idea for them. I'm sure it's losing money, but I feel like it'd be worth it just to the players that are still playing that obviously would care about it a lot. So I feel like you wouldn't want to anger them. But I don't know. I never even played the game, so I'm just trying to think about if that was me. I feel like I'd be kind of disappointed by that.
Yeah, I played a lot of that game. I bought it day one at midnight. It was definitely a DOA after what's that Blizzard? Reinhardt.
Oh, Overwatch, yeah.
Overwatch, yeah. Very similar to that.
Yeah, that's one of the first videos we did on our
That's why I started laughing when I was changing my notes around there, was thinking about that video with you and Jason and Dr. Adam.
Yeah, see, like, that was 4 years ago, and it feels like yesterday, but also feels like fucking forever ago at the same time. And in all reality, it's 4 years ago. It's kind of in between there, but it's weird how time can mess with you like that.
Yeah.
I do have another story in here, but got messed up, so I'll fix it for next week. But I do have one more that I don't know if you saw this. I think you're actually going to be super interested and want to look up more. So this is from The Verge, and it says, Fortnite developer Epic Games is moving its Curry, North Carolina headquarters across town to a large shopping mall. The company announced its plan to convert the 87-acre Curry Town Center into its new home base by 2024. Epic's plans for developing the property include demolishing some of the existing structures on the site. A spokesman said in an email to The Verge, the company didn't offer any specifics, saying plans are still in early stages. Until the new headquarters is ready, Epic will continue to operate out of its current offices at Crossroads Boulevard in Curry. I thought this was clickbait or some nonsense, talking about a video game company converting a shopping mall into their new headquarters, especially somebody as big as Epic. but I know how you are about malls, and an 87-acre mall is humongous,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's a. I don't really know what that even looks like, but I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm curious to see what they do with that.
Yeah, I bet it was. But if you look into it, I bet the city gave them a huge tax break doing that because they had that probably this
Yeah,
huge empty area. They're like, what the fuck do we do with this?
yeah. I'm sure you're right about that. I just still think it's weird. A shopping mall. I don't even feel like that would be a spot that would make sense for game development, and everything goes into. I'm sure they have endless amounts of money that they could turn into what they want.
And the government usually uses malls too.
Really?
Yeah, like my one of my dying mall in Virginia, the one that we went to the most once we moved to Virginia. The sheriff's department moved in. Local community college moved in. Like the recruiter's office. I've seen like police stations. See all kinds of shit move into malls.
Huh.
DMVs.
Yeah. Obviously, we're not going to see what it looks like for a while, but I'd be curious to see. I don't know if maybe it'll look like Microsoft's campus or Apple or something where, because they said they're demolishing some structures, so I don't know if maybe they'll have like different parts of it that you can drive to or whatever, and it'll be like a campus type area. So
Wouldn't
I
it
don't
be cool
know.
if they kept some of the mall charm though? They
Yeah.
kept the food court, and
Uh-huh.
maybe a movie theater or something for the workers.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Or if they did tours and let people in like that, I'm sure that won't happen. That'd be even
Yeah.
better. But that's all the news I had. I had another, like I said, interesting article, but I messed it up, so I'm not going to make us wait on that. I'll do it next week. And then I don't have any media pickups, but I know you do.
Oh yeah. Just a family video. I went the first day the one was open. Glad I went in when I did. Because I went back the second day, man. It was even more competitive than the first day. At the first location, I felt really 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I probably went in there and grabbed like 17 Switch games because they're all $20. And she eventually gave me a discount that made them like $17. But then 4 or like 5 or 6 of them were already rented. And they were like the new Hyrule Warriors, some big hitters. These are all first party games. And then Smash Bros was just never returned. Someone kept it. So, but for the $17, I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Mario Tennis Aces, Paper Mario the Origami King, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, what a ridiculous name, Super Mario Maker 2, Yoshi's Crafted World, ARMS, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Pokken Tournament DX, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order. So I got first party or like exclusives. I think the only non-first party would have been Marvel Ultimate, but that's an exclusive. Then on the Wii U, it's weird that I was buying Wii U stuff, was Assassin's Creed 3 and Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. And then on the PS4, Shadow of Colossus. Oh, I guess I should back up. The Wii U stuff was $2 a piece. The PS4 stuff was $9, $8. So I got Dragon Quest: Echoes of an Elusive Age, Detroit: Become Human, Dragon Quest Builders, and Shadow of the Colossus. Those were right around $8. DVD wise, they were like $5. The Blu-ray I think was like $3. Hotel Artemis, Renee wanted that. DVD of Aqua Team Hunger Force I didn't have, and then Atlanta, which is Childish Gambino's TV show.
Yeah.
So good.
I haven't seen it. I've heard good things, though.
Oh,
I
it's
like
good.
him.
And then on Xbox One I got Jump Force, Shenmue 1 and 2. Those were also $8. And then for $30 I paid up for these. I got Cyberpunk and Cold War for, I think after her, she gave me a discount because I bought so many. And she felt bad that I picked out a bunch that were rented.
Yeah.
And she said there's no way to save them because, like, just put my name down, please. But so, those were probably the biggest ones. was excited. But that makes me think that one only had one Cold War copy, so I think I bought the copy that you played.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that cool?
yeah. I came on that disc.
I'm
Wasn't a joke.
gonna go home and lick it. And then I went back today because you said some of the stuff would be returned, and there was a fucking line. The second
Really?
day, yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
There was like 7 of us. I was like, bro, are you guys eBay sellers? And they're all like, no, we're just gamers, man. I was like, they're like, we sell when we get duplicates. And I was like, bro, cool. Cool. But of course, they all rushed in. Everybody went to the Switch stuff because it's the rare stuff. And the dude was grabbing the cases without the stuff behind it. And I was like, oh, just heads up, man. Those are rented, so they don't have them. But then they had 1-2 Switch was one I picked up. It was rented. So I picked that up for $17. I think, and also all these first party Switch games are over $40 on price charting.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Then on Xbox One I picked Greedfall, Attack on Titan, and Medieval. But then on PS4, those were all like another $8 a piece, $8 or $9. But the guy told that, hey, don't grab those because they're not here. He's like, I'm gonna check anyways, man, see what she says. And he took them up there. And, of course, one of them had been returned. It was the new Hyrule Warriors. I was a little pissed, but
Yeah.
a little sad I missed out on it. But I got really fucking lucky, man.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Especially Cyberpunk and Cold War for $28.
You didn't get you said Smash Bros. You didn't get, right?
No, it was an empty box there that somebody had just never returned. But tomorrow I'm going to my mom's family video, their first day open.
And no Mario Kart either.
No.
I was trying to think of games I talked about playing Switch on with you.
Yeah. That actually, it's funny you mentioned those two because those two were Snipper. Is it Snipper Clips?
Yeah.
God,
Snipper Clits.
Snipper Clits, yeah. Snipper Clits and Mario Farts and Super Smash. I don't know. That's already sexual smashing.
Smash Bros. Even.
Yeah, those 3 are the ones I'm hoping I can grab tomorrow at my mom's. And Hyrule Warriors, because I legit want to play that one. I like the first one on the Wii U.
I think that's what they should call it, like circumcision for guys, snipper clits for girls.
I like that, yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, they do that in some countries.
Do they?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it shouldn't be, I feel kind of discriminated against, and I think it's kind of sexist that
yeah, it's because they
do
don't
it to us.
want them to have sexual pleasure. Isn't that weird?
That is.
So fucked up.
That was all your pickups, though? Not that wasn't many,
Yeah.
but...
And then I bought a lot of fixtures. Like, I bought 3 neon open signs for no reason, but they were $10. They sell for a lot more. Lighted poster box, family video chair, 2 big M&Ms, guys.
Any porn?
No, I didn't venture back to those
No?
sections like I normally, you got to. Those are just out in the open. It's so weird going in there.
Yeah, talking about names, you got Snatch Chat and all kinds of great punny names.
Yeah. What the fuck? And there's most of the covers are just like 4 dicks going into one vagina.
Nice.
Crazy covers. But I felt bad for the one lady that was there because I had to keep going in and out because for some reason, I guess after you spend so much money at Family Video, my card was afraid it was what's the term for that? That my card had been
Decline.
stolen fraud.
Yeah.
So I kept declining my card, so I had to keep going back in there until I figured it out. And no joke, I didn't quite hear what the guy said, but I'm pretty sure I knew what he said. You know that strip club that's down by there?
Yeah, well, there's quite a few, but yeah.
Dude, he was real creepy looking. Like, this guy, like, you're fucking murdering people for sure and keeping, like, body parts in your refrigerator. He was hovering around the counter while I was waiting for the 100th time to fucking just hear declined. It's so fucking embarrassing, first of all. And then I sound like an absolute liar because I'm like, there's definitely money in there. Like, you sound like such an idiot. That's what everyone says. But he was like, I hate to be so forward about it. After he was supposed to leave. Like, the conversation was over. You'd already checked out. He turned back around and said, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be so forward about it. But if you do get your unemployment, I understand. But those guys can help you. okay, I'm telling you. She's like, she literally just picks up her phone and she's like, okay, all right. And then he just keeps underlining about, I know it's not what you want, but it's great money. And I realize, holy shit, he's trying to fucking recruit her for the strip club. Because she's a pretty girl. And she's young. Probably mid-20s. And she's attractive. And I was like, it clicked. I realized what the fuck's happening. It's like, this is a dystopia. This is weird.
Not
And
bad.
he's pretending like he's like looking out for her. Like, I know it's just real hard right now. It's like, dude, she works at Family Video. It's not like she has like 6 kids at home or something. She's gonna be.
It's real hard. Do you still have Snapchat back there? I'll take that.
Yeah. I didn't look at his DVDs, but I bet they were probably porn.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Weirdest motherfucker. But yeah, so at first I thought she was like dialing 911 or something. She should have been. What a weird way to recruit people. What if you went in there just for that reason?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all my pickups. We'll see. Probably next week you'll find out the saga of tomorrow, what happens.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. What have you been playing?
Absolutely nothing. I bought 30,000 video games.
I was going to say, that's a game you played, getting more games.
Yep.
I haven't played a whole lot, but I played a few things.
Oh, besides our Zoom call on New Year's.
That's what I was going to say. That's the main thing I've actually played this week. New Year's, we did a hangout on Discord. There's consistently at least 10 of us in there. So I had a lot of fun. I don't know if you did, but it was fucking nonsense with that many people. Discord, I know you guys love it, but it's more frustrating than anything for me, even when it's just like us trying to do the podcast. But when you add 10 to 15 people in there, and all of us know how to use technology pretty well, it still makes everybody seem like 80-year-olds have never used technology, because just way too many voices at once. Even feel, I don't think anybody's trying to be rude, or I don't think anybody's being extreme or anything. It's just that many voices all trying to interact with a slight delay is impossible to, and like not the best mics and not the best headphones or speakers. So it was just fucking nonsense, but I had a lot of fun with it. And I told you, New Year's in general, I think it's part of why I don't like resolutions, because New Year's, I don't like it. But that's why we started doing our New Year's hangout, to a reason to celebrate New Year's and to make it fun, be able to hang out with everybody and play games and not do the generic dumb New Year's things. So I was kind of bummed that we couldn't do it in person, because I actually started, I liked that right away, but is it still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had been a while since I checked.
Yeah. But that's something I started liking and definitely kept growing liking as the years went on. So I was kind of bummed that we couldn't do it this year, but I thought that was a good substitute, especially I would have been fun if it was just a handful of us, but I expected like probably 4 of us to be on there most of the night. But that many people made it a lot more funny than those. Very annoying, I'm sure for everybody. But we played a couple different Jackboxes and then Among Us. I had fun with both of them, those utter chaos. Jackbox, that was one of the most offensive, not games, but sessions, I guess, I've ever experienced that game, and I loved it. Especially because we played with some people, well, I knew them, but some of you guys didn't know them, and then even me, I only knew them at work. So this could be real iffy, but it got real offensive, and I was real proud of everybody. It was a good time. And then the only other thing I played, which was aside from New Year's, was The Last of Us Part 2. I finished that up so that way we could talk about our awards show. So I finished that one up. I liked it. But that's all I'll say about that for now. You guys should let us know what you've been playing. Like I said, this isn't just to get comments. I genuinely want to try and make... I know you said that you like that as well, interacting with people and seeing what they do. So it's nice not just talking to the mic and then be like, there it is. Now people can listen to it.
Or in
Actually,
my case, you type.
What's that?
Are you talking about Among Us?
Oh, no. I mean, if that's what you've been playing. But that's why I said anybody's been playing any games, let us know what you've been playing in the comments, because I feel like hearing what people have been playing and interacting with people that watch or listen to this show makes it a lot better than just us recording it and then just putting it out there and be like, all right, it's there now. So I try to get in the habit of doing that, not because of trying to get comments for YouTube, even though that's nice to have more comments, but it actually is genuinely cool, even if it's just our friends seeing them talk about what they've been playing and interacting more and feel like we're creating more of a game discussion, especially like Trevor getting so into games. It's like our young boy. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, man. You should just play Wii sports games. Not even good ones. Like, it's a fucking terrible noise. But yeah.
What have you been watching lately?
Oh God. Well, Intervention uploaded all. I know you love that show.
Oh yeah.
They've been uploading episodes on YouTube where they play the episodes from like 12 years ago or something, and they have an update at the end of them, like from now.
That sounds even more depressing.
It's usually positive.
Oh really?
The ending, yeah. Yeah, it's usually positive. It's cool to see. Probably the negative ones are probably like where he died.
That's why I thought it'd be, or that they got 10 times worse, or they're good for a little bit and then they relapsed.
Yeah. What else, man? I've been a lot of YouTube. I'm halfway through Soul. That's about it, man. Been pretty bad in that department. It's been mainly just eBay shit.
No, I hear you. So I've actually watched multiple movies at the theater this week, which that's the first time one time I think I've watched multiple in the same week. So I went to the theater to watch Monster Hunter with you and another one of our friends. What do you think of Monster Hunter? We talked a little bit, but we didn't actually go into that much detail. Because I had my thoughts.
I think Toho saved that movie because the massive monsters look so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The dialogue was horrendous, and just you could have had it without it. I liked that there wasn't talking and it wasn't super drawn out, and it was what it was without huge pauses in action. But I could tell this movie was made for China. Out of the few Chinese movies I've watched, like, this is a movie for China. But I heard there was a dialogue scene where one of the special forces soldier was like, "Look at my knees, something something Chinese," like that stupid saying we said as a kid. And all of China got real offended and was like, America's racist. And, you know, you live in a country that imprisons Muslims and forced labor and absolutely zero freedom. But yeah, sure, we're racist. Yeah, go ahead. That's great. Your country's playing like a weird proxy war with everyone and trying to take over the world and bully other countries. But yeah, definitely. Definitely, dude. Big fucking racist over here. Damn, you know how we could not be racist?
How's that?
We should open up our own Muslim prisons where we castrate people and shave their heads, brainwash their children.
You think so?
Yeah, you ever seen some of this sneak footage of like what they do to them?
No.
They make them like fucking get on their knees and stare at the ground, where like guards walk around and shit. I fucking hate communist China. Oh, I could go on all day about their issues. You hear about the North Korea, Iran, China, basically all the people that hate us, like signed this thing about how the United States needs to do something about their racism and their police, like involved, like within the UN. I forget the exact. I don't want to talk out of hand because I'd be an idiot. But so you're telling me the country, Iran had a super famous, like, it'd be like they're LeBron James. They're big into wrestling, Olympic wrestling. And he, like, spoke out, like, hey, we should have some freedom. They fucking killed him. Not even, like, conspiracy. They executed him. They execute people on the regular. China has mobile execution chambers. But you're going to talk about us about our police departments and our racism. China kills so many motherfuckers, they need a trailer execution chamber. Don't even get me started on North Korea. We know how fucked they are. If North Korea is signing a paper saying we're doing something wrong, I'd probably go, okay, we're doing something right. If these people are against it, then we're probably good. Sorry, but yeah. So anyways, it's China didn't like it because there was, hey, my Chinese knees or something. And they're like, oh my God, that's crazy. How dare you have that in a fucking movie?
I feel like
Yeah. So did you like the movie?
I feel pretty similar to you. I think I enjoyed it more, but I feel like pretty similar reasons. I think the movie was definitely at its best with the monsters and just over the top action. I think that was really well done. I think the movie was pretty boring and showed a lot more of its flaws when they were trying to not even really do character development. That was kind of I don't think character development was necessary, but if you are going to do stuff in between the action, there should at least build up to something. The fucking shit they were doing in between was just nonsense. Like the whole thing about like the chocolate and going on and on about the chocolate and how much they like eating it, and it ran throughout the entire movie. It wasn't just like one goofy scene.
It's like the Guardians of the Galaxy effect, where every movie tried to have humor after that.
And that worked for that movie because it wasn't forced, and now everybody's trying to force it in. So, yeah, I think the movie was super enjoyable when it was doing the monsters and what it should have been. Other than that, yeah, it kind of fell apart. It was definitely terrible dialogue, awful writing, not the great acting, especially from T.I. It really showed with him. But like I said, I did expect the one-liners and the bad acting. So that, I'm not going to praise it for that, but it was enjoyable. You saw how much I was laughing. It was just so fucking dumb. So that stuff didn't bother me as much. I expected that, and I was going for a fun action movie. It was more the in-between stuff, like I said. Not that they're doing character development, which I don't think is necessary, but just that they're doing so much stuff in between that seemed like it was built up or wasn't building to anything. Kind of just pointless. Spoilers for like the next minute for Monster Hunter. I don't think most people really care. But it obviously ended with hinting at a sequel. You said you think we'll get one because it'll do well in China.
That's until I saw that article, but it flopped in China because of racism. Yeah. I don't think so now.
Like I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like, they obviously think they're getting one, but I don't see for a second that's going to happen. It'd be cool if they did, especially because I feel like they would think they don't need to do this character development that they were doing and just commit to like the over-the-top monsters. I will give, this isn't a spoiler, we're out of that zone now. I will say one negative thing for me. There are so many cool monsters, and from what I've seen from Monster Hunters, there's so many different variations of monsters that I didn't realize that the main monster is going to be fucking spiders. And they just kept coming and coming. And yay. Even aside, like my joke from hating spiders and not being able to really watch it, I was kind of like half looking most of the time when they were on the screen. I did think that was just kind of lame with all the different monsters they seemed like they could have used, how much they focused on that one type, even aside from my hate of spiders. And then the other movies I saw in theater this week was Alien, the original Alien.
Oh, wow.
That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. And I don't know if I've seen it in theater before. So, did we go as a group? I felt like maybe we did, but I don't know if I was making that up.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, then I haven't. That was the only time, and maybe like another re-release like that. So it was really cool seeing it in the theater. And
was it empty?
I was gonna say there was a good amount of people, but there really wasn't. It was almost full, but that's to those standards that they're doing only 40% capacity, and it looked like their smallest theater, so it was almost full. But in that sense, if you had it in like the theater we saw Monster Hunter in, it probably would have looked about the same if it was spread out between everywhere. It was so small, and you have all the restrictions that it felt fuller than it really was. And then me and Danielle we went to see Wonder Woman 1984. I know you can see it on HBO Max, but like I said, I've been trying to support movies, and this kind of movie, I definitely, if I wanted to watch it, I wanted to see it on a big screen with the sound and everything. So I actually been talking about this last week when I saw News of the World. I saw that and this movie at the Lenox Theater. It reopened, and that's the AMC theater that closed down that we saw Dunkirk in. So I went there. I've been there twice now. It's I think you would think it's really cool. It's a little depressing at the same time, though, because it's Phoenix Theaters now. They bought it out. But it seemed like they really rushed it, probably because the operating costs and everything and needed to open it. They probably couldn't spend too much time. So it's like a weird mixture because there's nothing AMC left there anymore. but I don't think they added much of their own stuff. So it kind of seemed like they just tore everything AMC off and just kind of put up like some temporary signs, some spots. So some spots it just literally seem bare, and then some spots where they have like their own temporary signs. And the 2 times I've been there, the parking lot's been nearly empty, and almost nobody's there.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm really worried, especially that one particular already closing down. I don't know how long they can handle that. And we saw Wonder Woman at a prime time. It was 7 o'clock in the IMAX theater a week after it came out on a Sunday night. And me and Danielle were the only ones in the entire IMAX theater.
Damn.
And I was telling her how weird it is because we saw the original Wonder Woman in the same exact screen. And it was like nearly sold out. Like I couldn't get a spot. Obviously, I get the difference now, but it's like I said, everything's so normalized to just be this way now. But that's fucking so weird and creepy. That just
me and my dad almost had to sit up front for the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was kind of a bummer. There's this awful noise that was playing. You couldn't hear it when the action was going, which luckily this movie has a lot of action. But anytime there was dialogue or it slowed down, it sounded like there was somebody like revving up a lawnmower behind the screen. And I went and told one of the people, and yeah, that's just the projector starting up. It'll stop once the movie starts up. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I don't think so. And the movie starting was still going on. And then 2 managers came in. Yeah, that's, I forget what he said, something that is bouncing behind his screen. And he's called it a screen shaker, is what he said. That's what it was. And he said there's no way to fix it during the movie, but that they could give us passes. They were super nice about that and told us we could get refunded or whatever. But I was like, I don't really want to take money after. I already feel like this. I'm here to try and support this and gonna fall apart. But I was like, I always take passes because it was pretty annoying. But we got to stay for the movie and know that happened and get passes. So that's a win-win because it gives us an excuse to come back as well. And they were super nice. So I didn't want to be a douche when they were.
Do you think they kept the same workforce? Probably, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there recent enough to know, like, recognize any people or anything. I don't know how that works, though, because I don't know if it was a completely different company, so I'm sure, like, payroll and all that kind of stuff changes, so I don't know if that company would maybe give those people a chance at first hire, but I don't know if any of that would really just, like, transfer over naturally. Wonder Woman itself, I definitely like the first one way more. This one is good. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying, but there is some weirdness. I know you said that they had to put 1984 in there because people were losing time of what time period this was set in. I think that's exaggerated to a point, but I think it's definitely true because I feel like some things that go so obvious to make it 1984, like they go too far, making like, oh, this is old. But then a lot of stuff, the movie just kind of happens naturally, so you start forgetting that it is in that time period. So there's a weird mixture. I think the movie gets too cheesy and too corny at parts, and some of the acting's a little questionable, which I think you could say about the first one, but I think there's just so much more. The action was way better, and there wasn't a lot of weird stuff happening like this one, so it wasn't as noticeable, which is odd, because when I heard about the premise of this movie, they literally talked about this like right when the first one came out. I was like, man, that sounds awesome, going to America in 1984. That seems like a perfect way to do this, but I don't know, it's weird. I think the Kristen Wiig playing like the semi-villain, whatever you want to call it. They show stuff in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. She looks like somebody straight out of Cats, and everybody may find that movie till the end of the day. And I said that when the trailer came out, I was like, this looks cool, but she looks really weird, and I hope it's just a trailer because you don't really see her that much. But in the movie, it looks like she's just straight out of Cats, and I've heard a lot of people making fun of it now that the full movie's out. So I don't really know where they went wrong with some of this stuff, especially after such a strong start of the series with the first movie. And then I forget his name, the dude that plays Mando and The Mandalorian. He's also in it. And I can't say it's his performance. I don't know if it's the writing or dialogue. His character is just kind of weird, and he's like another semi-villain, but I feel like you're supposed to like kind of like him, and he just kind of seems like a tool. And also they do this awful thing where they give him like shaggy blonde hair. It might be his real hair, but it's you can tell it's him. But he just looks different at the same time. And then he also put on this fake accent that sounds really bad. He's like a game show car salesman kind of voice. And I don't know, it's just I enjoyed it, but I feel like it should have been so much better. I'll be curious once you see it. I think you might really hate it, but I'm curious to see what you think of it.
I don't think that's his real hair. Because
And-
on Twitter, he seems to have like brown hair.
Yeah, it might not be. That might be part of why it looks so weird.
He also has he/him on his profile.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's woke, no joke.
Stop that.
Powerful.
I also watched a movie. This was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Danielle never saw it. Have you ever seen Bicentennial Man with Robin
No,
Williams?
but you've asked. I remember seeing that advertised. I remember the posters. I remember the DVD cover. That stupid like half robot face. This half smile.
It's still amazing. Still funny, super sad, and a really good story all at the same time, which I don't think is easy to accomplish. Now that I'm watching when I'm older, there is a lot more weirdness to it. I don't want to spoil it if you're planning on watching it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I'll wait till you watch it because I think you'll notice some of the weird stuff. And I think you also have to know what this movie is going into it because it's definitely silly if you really break down what this movie is. But it's not even like the movie's so silly that you just like Sonic or something like I say like that. It's just the premise of it. If you really think too hard about it, it gets really done really fast. But if you just kind of think of it as a movie, I think it's really enjoyable. But yeah, there's some weird stuff in it. I want you to see it to be able to talk about it. And then I saw Ohio State. I watched them fucking dominate Clemson, move on to national championship. I told you I thought I would win, but I didn't think it would be like that. That was fucking beautiful.
The
So
sad
many
part
records.
is that first quarter was not the greatest for us. But then I fell asleep during the second quarter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, unfortunately. And I watched the second half though.
Yeah. So by next week we'll hopefully be saying we're national champions. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. And then besides that, I watched USA.
Oh, can I say something?
I'll go for it.
You see the ratings on it?
Oh yeah, it was 19 million, right? It was the highest.
Yeah.
Higher than any NFL game this year.
Yeah, and then it was also the highest, like one of the highest sports things besides the NFL in some sort of history or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because before I go to my next one, Bicentennial Man is another thing where I think childhood can make you have a different memory because in my mind this was like one of Robin Williams' biggest movies and everybody talked about it. I should have put down the numbers, but this movie lost money at the box office.
Oh, really?
Which is also weird to think about. That would have been like his prime time. You think anything that he was in would have done well? And Chris Columbus directed it, the director of Home Alone. So it's kind of weird that movie lost money. But
you ever watch the one where he's an adult but he's playing a kid? It's like Jack or something.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, I used to love that movie.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Haven't seen it forever, but I used to fucking love that movie. Robin Williams was one of my dad's favorite actors, so I feel like I saw, we're talking about more kiddish movies, but I saw a lot of movies that I feel like people our age probably didn't see at that time.
My mom and me watched and rented. The fuck was that? The pharmacy one where he's developing film. God, that's so dated.
I feel like I remember the cover. I can't remember though.
I can't remember what that one's called, but he has
8mm.
Fuck off. A 1 hour photo or something like that.
I think that's it.
Yeah, you ever watch that one?
I did, but I couldn't tell you anything about it now.
That's it. I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the only other things I watched hockey. I watched Team USA beat Canada for the gold in the juniors, which is like the Columbus Mavericks, as I told you. It's like that skill level, but it's the top in all the countries. And America shut out Canada, so
Nice.
pretty impressive. And then we finally got back to Lost tonight, so I watched 2 more episodes of Lost, but that's it for me. So again, let us know what you guys have been watching in the comments because I'm curious if there's anything that differs from ours or things line up, or maybe some of these movies that we see in the theaters you guys have also seen, so we can talk about them. Should we get into the free games?
Yeah.
So on Xbox, you have on 360 the King of Fighters 13 till January 15th, and you have on Xbox One Bleed 2 till January 15th. And PlayStation Plus, you have Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Greedfall till February 1st, and Maneater on PS5 till February 1st. Do you have any fake outrage?
No.
No, me either. I thought of with all the capital stuff, there's some material here, but we're probably gonna talk about that anyway, so I'll just leave it out of fake outrage for now, I guess. I'll just say two things quick that I totally forgot to put in corrections, so I'll do that now. So I don't already have corrections in for next week. The awards show, I totally meant to say on our nominations that Derek actually commented without me saying anything, but you guys should totally let us know your nominations because I would be curious to see everybody, especially because I feel like me and you talked about how much we missed this year, so I'd be curious to see what other people say.
Yeah.
And then the award show itself, we forgot one of our categories, the Shut Up Normie. We forgot to put in our nominee show. So once you see the award show, that will be in there, but we missed it on our nominee show.
Yep.
But soon after this, the award show will be up, and let us know what you think. We out of here?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog, and you can email any corrections, questions, or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. Wait. Don't hit it. I told you had one more present for Christmas, remember?
Oh, God.
I'll bring it down. I think you should do it.
Jesus Christ, I think I know what this is.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What is it?
Go ahead, buddy. I won't ruin the surprise.
I hope I mind you wasn't just like...
I'll say it while you're gone so that I don't ruin the surprise.
All right. It's not locked up or anything. I'm just going to bring it down as it is.
I'm pretty sure Casey took the stupid ass review of her coffee talk and made a dumbass shirt with it. And I'm pretty sure it's a coffee talk shirt, which is going to be fucking great. I'm excited. I'm definitely going to wear that. It was just this really bad review on Steam, I believe. And he did this dumb coffee font on it. It's so great. It'd be real stupid if it's not it. Oh, I knew it. I told you.
Should I present it to the camera?
Yeah, do it, buddy.
And if you want to... You don't have to
Oh, I
explain
fucking knew it. I called it. I just explained it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. God damn it. That is so great.
And then you have the quote. If you watch our stream, you'll know this review quote here.
Do you want me to read?
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard to see on video.
That's beautiful. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
I love it. I'm definitely going to wear it. Especially because it's long sleeves. I don't have many of those. A fun game to chill out in during lockdown. I never frequented coffee shops before, but this makes me want to open up my own coffee shop. How can you think you've never been in a coffee shop and you're going to open your own coffee shop? Especially during the fucking lockdown. The vibes this game gives me are immaculate. That is, oof. And he goes down, he starts another paragraph, because this deserves multiple paragraphs. Only gripe is how it tackles racism. Allegories for such a topic should never give legit reasons for bigotry taking place. Also, the only POC is a cop. Sideways smile. Maybe you can ignore it. Maybe you can't. Just a heads up. I recommend for vibes. I recommend against if you're POC. So if you're fucking black, don't you dare touch it. If you have a brain, you shouldn't be playing this game. It's got 2 current backlogger logos.
It's probably one of the most hideous shirts I've ever seen. I gotta be honest. Yeah, doesn't that smell suck?
Dude, yeah, it must be just from the new shirt.
Yeah, it is. I didn't notice when I opened it, but I brought it down. What the fuck is that?
This is a nostalgic smell.
Vinegar?
No.
That's why I smell.
New Halloween mask.
Those always suck to me too.
I love it, buddy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
This is what I was guessing too.
I was hoping you forgot about it because it's been so long since we talked about that. I didn't know if you would remember it.
I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you.
No problem. I think it's a good way to end it.
Yeah, okay. Goodbye. Don't play this game if you're POC.
Play Coffee Talk is on his list of nominees for Game of the Year.
Cop, pock, cock. The guy is the best part. Do you have a video of him? Doctor? Well,